So, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this press conference of Dr. Fatih Birol, the Executive Director of the International Energy Agency. Dr. Birol has this morning taken part in today's meeting at the Economic Council of Finland. And as we all are aware, the energy situation, especially in Europe, is very challenging at the moment. So I suppose Dr. Birol has very topical topics at the moment in his speech. So, Dr. Birol, the floor is yours. And after that, a short time for questions, and then we have 3 interview proposals and for Helsingin Sanomat, Yleisradio, and MTV3. So, 5 minutes per each after that. Please.
Thank you very much, and good afternoon, dear colleagues. I was here upon the invitation of Madam Prime Minister to talk with the Madam Prime Minister, ministers, and other members of the Council about the current first global energy crisis. What does it mean for Europe today, this winter, and next winter? Also, what does it mean for different member countries of Europe, including Finland? What does it mean for the energy security? What does it mean for climate change? And what about the future prospects? And we also were very eager to discuss on some geopolitical implications, and I am very happy that I am here today in Helsinki. Came yesterday night and leaving in a few hours. But if you have any questions about the natural gas markets, oil markets, European situation, I will be very happy to try to take them. Thank you. Yes, sir.
So, Mr. Jarno Hartikainen from Helsingin Sanomat.
Mr. Birol, since the last autumn, the IEA gave early warning signs of where the energy markets in Europe are heading, and you've also gave policy proposals to the EU of what we should do to prepare us for the next winter and the years after that. What is your assessment of the policy response so far? Has it been sufficient or rather too little, too late? Thank you.
Thank you. Already September, you are completely right, and thank you for following it so closely. Last September, I said the huge reduction of gas exports of Russia to Europe, sudden reduction, is an early signal where Russia-Ukraine tensions may end up. This was, I think, a very clear position of the IEA, and unfortunately we were right, and this ended up 24th of February with the invasion of Ukraine. And only 1 week later, 1st of March, we came up with the 10-point plan, the recommendations for the European countries, how they can prepare themselves for winter and beyond, but still be in line with our climate goals. To be very frank, when I made these recommendations to savings of the heating, the thermostat 2 degrees, extending of the lifetime of nuclear power plants in Belgium and in Germany, or cutting the permitting process of renewables to bring them to the market, some of the countries found them too radical. But now I see that more and more they are accepted by the time. And today we are close to 90% of the gas storages full in Europe. I would have preferred that the European countries were much more nimble, much more faster to react to our recommendations, but where we are is not bad. And I expect If there are no surprises, political and technical surprises, and if the winter is a normal winter, Europe can go through this winter with some bruises here and there, but we can come to February and March. But when we come to February, March, this 90% of storage will come down about 25-30%, down to 25-30%. So the question is, how do we go from 25 or 30% to once again 2023 winter to 80-90%? Because what helped us this time, we still imported some gas from Russia in the last few months. Second, China, who is the #1 gas importer of the world, because of its very sluggish economic performance, imported a lot of less gas than it would have otherwise do. And next year, if Chinese gas imports increase with the Chinese economy coming back, it will be rather difficult few months starting from March to next winter. So this winter is difficult, but next winter may also be very difficult as well. So it is the reason we have to prepare the next winter even today. Thank you.
Let's take MTV3, MTV3, Tomi Kolenmainen.
Thank you. Mr. Birol, do you think the upcoming winter can lead into some kind of tension or even conflict between EU countries if they should have to secure their own energy security first instead of cooperating or in terms of energy trade?
In my view, we need to go through this winter, first, a lot of energy. Second, we hope to see that the winter is not too long and not too cold, but most importantly, what we need is the solidarity among the European countries. If we do not have solidarity, if everybody takes its domestic interest as the #1, #2, and #3 priority, then we may well see that not only it is efficient to respond to the crisis, but if we fail this test, the energy test, negative implications of this not having a solidarity may go beyond energy. It may well weaken the European Union's political weight in Europe and internationally. So I am hopeful that the solidarity will be the name of the game, but we should be ready not to open the door for any risky behavior of any European Union member. Thank you.
And next there is Janne Toivonen from Yleisradio, Finnish Broadcasting Company.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, Mr. Birol, after Nord Stream strikes in the Baltic Sea, are you worried about the security of the European energy infrastructure in the front of coming winter? Thank you.
Thank you. The critical energy infrastructure and its security has been always an important issue, but now what happened in the last few days and the growing importance, the vital importance of the interconnections between the production centers and the consuming centers is much more critical now. So we should, in my view, increase our alert. We have to double our alert in terms of the security and the protection of the entire critical energy infrastructure of Europe, ranging from pipelines to our networks, from networks to our power plants. I think it is time to be very agile here.
Okay. So this is Svenska Yle.
Yes.
Marianne. So Marianne Sundholm,
Yes, thank you.
Swedish Finnish broadcasting company, Swedish channel.
This spring, the IEA was quite quick with recommending plans for reducing reliance on Russian fossil fuels, and quite a bit of the focus was on energy efficiency.
Yes.
How well would you say the EU countries followed up on reducing energy use?
I think we are seeing a significant decline in energy use. It is driven by two factors. One is because of the high energy prices, and this helped to bring the energy consumption down. But the second, there are some measures that the countries are taking to reduce the energy use, ranging from the different countries putting regulations in terms of the heating practices, lighting practices, and in the transportation domain. There are some good steps taken in the right direction, but if you ask me if they are sufficient, my answer is absolutely no. And it is both in the natural gas sector, but also in the oil. I would very much ask the European countries' governments in the transportation sector. It is now time to make the necessary incentives to move the private transportation from the cars to mass transportation, making the public transportation for free or very cheap to provide incentives there. I would very much like to ask the countries to have the speed limits in the highways in order to reduce the oil consumption, and once again, both in the public buildings, in the commercial buildings and households, to have some regulation, not only leaving to the goodwill of the citizens, but some regulation in order to save gas and electricity. When we said that in spring, in March, it sounded some of these are very radical, but we are in the middle of a war, and it is affecting all of us. We are suggesting these in order to not to take even more radical measures in the economy. I think it is better to move now, and that we plan it rather than we have to do it when the time comes.
So, if there are no more questions here, we can take these individual interviews. Let's start with Yleisradio, and then MTV3, and then Helsingin Sanomat. You can choose your place where you want.